Sacramento Zoo is here to tell us about how certain animals act during the chilly season and also why going to the zoo is something you need to do during the winter season. It's such a great time. Also joining us right here, we have education specialist Brooke. And we got some friends, ladies. Who did we bring today?
All right, well, we brought 3 of our education ambassadors. Right here is Charlie. He's a great horned owl, and he is an animal that's found right here in the Sacramento area and all throughout North America. We have Anasazi, our California desert tortoise, and then way down at the end is Julia, and she is a thick-billed parrot.
Julia, the thick-billed parrot.
Yes,
okay,
indeed.
So let's talk about winter. How does winter impact the animals' behaviors, perhaps in particular these guys that you brought today?
Sure, absolutely. Now, Charlie, the great horned owl, is an animal that's found all throughout North America, the United States, in a wide variety of different habitats. So they are really acclimated to all different types of weather. Particularly in the winter, though, they get really active. They start looking for mates and they start to nest. So Charlie would be hooting a lot more. He'd be trying to find a lady out there in the wild, and they'd be starting to look for nests. Now, they don't build their own nests because they're not so great at that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
what do they do then?
owls actually take over the nests of other birds. So here in Sacramento, it's typically the nests of red-tailed hawks. So they search around and they find an already beautiful nest that some other bird has created for them, and they move in and they take over for the season.
Okay, well that's nice though. You know, they're recycling, reusing, recycling.
Yeah, upcycling, definitely.
Yes, upcycling. So are they taking the nest from a bird that's already in use, or is it an abandoned nest?
It is usually an out-of-season nest.
Okay.
So the red-tailed hawk
last year's model.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the red-tailed hawk pair will come back to find their nest taken over.
Oh,
unfortunately.
all right. You snooze, you lose, I guess, in the case with the great horned owl here,
Absolutely.
right? Okay.
Now,
and then what about the tortoise?
Yeah, Anasazi, the desert tortoise, would actually be hibernating in the winter. Deserts, most people assume, are hot all the time, but in the winter they actually get very cold. And being a reptile, he can't really survive well out in the cold. So they dig burrows up to 30 feet long underground in the desert, and then they sleep for months at a time, hibernating in burrows underground.
Wow.
Anasazi here, this individual, he lives inside and he has heat lamps, and so he never really goes into a full hibernation, but out in the wild he'd be underground hibernating.
Wow, and so that's kind of a rare opportunity to be able to see his kind during this time of year by going to the zoo, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They're much more active at the zoo than they would be out in the wild.
Yes, because we're taking a long nap out in the wild.
Definitely.
And what about our beautiful colored friend here?
Now, Julia, the thick-billed parrot, in the wild is actually found in the higher elevation pine forests. So she's actually very...
I know her.
Yes,
yes,
she is very accustomed to cold weather. So we have a large population of thick-billed parrots at the zoo, and they are out and active and chatty all year round.
And you said something that I think a lot of people don't relate parrots with, and you said a pine forest. Typically we think rainforest, big leaves, a lot of rain, really warm climate. So she's very unique.
She is, definitely. And they were actually a parrot species that was once native to the United States. They were found in Arizona and New Mexico in the pine forests. Now they live down in one mountain range in Mexico, and they are an endangered species, but they're still very comfortable with all types of weather.
Okay, and then this is a rare opportunity to actually see one at the Sacramento Zoo.
Yes.
The Sacramento Zoo is such a great place to go through kids, learning experience by far, not only for your children, but also your adults. I'm a big fan. I take my children all the time. And the winter is such a great time because traffic tends to be a little bit lower, right, Tanya?
It does.
Yeah, so you have more opportunity to go out and see the exhibits without having to kind of deal with some crowds, but also the animals tend to be more active.
Yeah, often the animals are a lot more active during the winter. It's cooler temperatures. They're out roaming around more, searching their enclosure, playing with the toys the zookeepers have put out for them that day.
Yeah, so it's great. I implore you, go to the Sacramento Zoo. Recently, the jaguar came up and said hi to my children and I. We were very excited about that. Where can our viewers go so they can plan their next trip to the zoo?
They can go to our website, www.saczoo.org.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.